Have you ever stopped and wondered what the future is actually going to look like? I mean, not in some vague sci fi way, but the specific engineered reality we're all hurtling towards. Because, make no mistake, it is being engineered right now. And what if a very, very small group of people had the money, the tech, and just the sheer force of will to draw up the blueprints for that future? Well, that's not really a hypothetical question anymore, is it? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the core philosophies of the tech titans who are actively building our tomorrow. And we're not talking about stock prices or the latest product launch. No, we're digging into their fundamental beliefs about humanity, about progress, and about where we're all headed. So, let's meet the architects. These aren't just CEOs, they're more like philosophers with immense power, and every single one of them is operating from a deeply held worldview that shapes every decision they make. First up, Elon Musk. For him, this isn't just about building cool cars and rockets. It's about solving an equation. It's a philosophical quest, really. He's trying to expand consciousness itself so we can get better at asking the right questions, and maybe, just maybe, understand what he calls the answer that is the universe. Then you've got Bill Gates. After completely changing personal computing, his whole game shifted to global philanthropy. And the guiding principle behind all of it? It's something surprisingly simple, something foundational, the golden rule. It's this deeply human-centric approach that tries to solve the world's most tangled problems by starting from a place of shared empathy. And Jeff Bezos? Yeah, he built the everything store. But if you ask him, his core identity isn't businessman, it's inventor. And that one idea, that one word, explains everything. It explains his relentless obsession with building, with creating systems, and with constructing the heavy-duty infrastructure that he believes the next generation of innovators will need to build upon. Okay, so when you look at their big, grand visions for where humanity is headed, you start to see this really fascinating split. It's a fundamental disagreement about where our next great frontier really is. Is it out there, among the stars, or is it in here, inside the silicon chip? So you've basically got two camps. On one side, you have Team Space, with Musk and Bezos looking up to the cosmos for our future. And on the other side, you have Team Superintelligence, with folks like Jensen Huang, Sam Altman, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, who are convinced that the next leap in evolution isn't biological, it's computational. And the vision from Bezos is just audacious. I mean, he isn't talking about just planting a flag on Mars. He's talking about a future with 1 trillion humans living in these gigantic orbiting space colonies. His argument? Earth itself is just fundamentally too small to contain our species' long-term ambitions. Musk is right there with him on the cosmic ambition, but his drive feels so much more emotional, almost existential. For him, a future where we're all stuck on this one planet isn't just limiting, it's a total failure of imagination. It's a depressing end to the whole human adventure. We have to become a multi-planet species, not just for survival, but to protect our very spirit. Now, let's jump over to the other side of that divide. Bill Gates sees AI as something completely new. It's not just another tool. He thinks of it as a new kind of intelligence, period. And for him, superintelligence is going to be the ultimate test for all of us, a force that will push us to our limits and make us really define our place in a world where we're no longer the smartest minds around. So you have these world-altering visions, but how do you actually execute them? Well, each of these leaders kind of runs on their own unique mental operating system, a set of core principles for how to think, how to work, and ultimately, how to build the future. For Jeff Bezos, his core program is day one. It's this mindset of being in a perpetual startup mode. Because in his view, day two is stasis, and that's followed by irrelevance and then eventually death. So by treating every single day like it's the very beginning, he's waging a constant war against the complacency that he thinks dooms every big organization. Bill Gates, on the other hand, takes a famously different approach. Think weeks. Twice a year, he just vanishes. He isolates himself with nothing but books and papers. It's this deep commitment to what you might call slow thinking. It's his way of generating those big, non-obvious ideas that you can only really find when you get away from the daily noise. And for Elon Musk, well, his equation is a lot simpler and way more intense. 100. That's the number of hours per week he's famously said you sometimes have to work to change the world. It's a philosophy of just brute force dedication. It's built on the belief that pure, relentless effort can actually bend reality to your will. But of course, these huge ambitions don't come for free. These founders are acutely aware, sometimes it seems painfully aware, of the risks and the massive societal shifts their own work is creating. They're forced to grapple with the dark side of their own creations. So what is the price of all this progress? When it comes to artificial intelligence, the stakes are just unbelievably high. You have figures from Musk to Sam Altman who see it as a technology of absolute extremes. On one hand, it could unlock unimaginable progress. On the other, it could pose a legitimate existential risk to humanity. There's just not a lot of middle ground there. And this debate over AI safety, it's not some abstract academic thing. It's a deeply personal, philosophical war being fought at the highest levels of Silicon Valley. This story from Musk about Google's co-founder Larry Page just lays it bare. It reveals this huge rift. Is the goal to lift up humanity? Or is the goal to create the next form of intelligence, no matter what that means for us? Mark Zuckerberg looks at all this and argues that as technology displaces old jobs and old ways of life, we've no choice but to completely rewrite our social contract. He talks about things like universal basic income or healthcare that isn't tied to your job, and he doesn't see these as handouts, but as a necessary cushion to give everyone the freedom to find their purpose in a world that's changing faster than we can keep up with. So when you grapple with these massive risks, this price of progress, it forces a really important question. What is it, on a personal level, that drives these people to take on such insane, world-altering responsibility? And the answer, it turns out, isn't in a boardroom. It's in the most human motivations of all. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, is pretty open that becoming a father completely changed his perspective. The abstract mission of building safe AI suddenly became deeply, intensely personal. The stakes, as he puts it, are just crazily high now.
And Bill Gates, when he reflects on his life, he credits his late father for giving him this sense of calm predictability, of order. It's this quiet foundational value that you can totally see reflected in his methodical, systems-based approach to solving the world's messiest problems.
And for Elon Musk, his kids offer a way for him to reconnect with that very sense of wonder that fuels his relentless curiosity in the first place. It's a reminder that underneath the drive to solve these colossal engineering problems is just a simple, almost childlike fascination with the universe and all of its possibilities. Their visions are powerful, their methods are relentless, and their humanity is, well, just like ours, complex. They are, without a doubt, the architects of our immediate future. And that leaves all of us with the most important question of all. In the world they're building, what is the world that we truly want?